Welcome, troopers and grinders, to the war zone. This is your final resting place. This is where you have come to die. And not only die, but die with valor, honor, discussing MMA, wrestling, Hank the Tank's personal life, and other things. You didn't think you'd get here, did you? You thought it would be somewhere else. You thought it would be a place out in Latin America, somewhere on a coastal region, sipping on a martini, but no. You're here in limbo with HANKUS TANKUS. This is it. This is the end. You've made your choice. Your bed is made. Now, live! We are live! It is Hank's War Zone. And check it out, folks. We got LFA Santa Cruz from UFC LFA 208. I was just there last week with my daddy, and he got me this really nice LFA sweatshirt, and then he wanted to get this for himself, this pretty badass LFA California Republic shirt. Oh god, there we go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then it ended up not being the size that he wanted it to be. So he ended up handing that down to me too. So now I got a bunch of great LFA gear. And of course, I have to have LFA gear because LFA is the greatest MMA promotion, not only in North America, in the whole freaking world. And I'm including Ryzen in that too. Because nonstop finishes, outcomes usually make sense, although it's sort of 50-50. I mean, when we got to the building, there was a front kick Anderson Silva finish from a women's MMA fighter in the first couple seconds of the first round. It was fucking insane. Zahabi retired Aldo. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Oh god, I really do think that Aldo won that fight. He didn't even knock Jose down. Like at first I thought, oh, because Zahabi got that knockdown at the end that, wins it for him on damage and all this and that. But he didn't even knock him down. I rewatched the footage. He just shoved him and he fell down to the ground. Like a bunch of elbows. The judges did not do their research. They did not see that fight where, oh god, who was it? Someone was like on top of Aldo and just raining down blows over and over again. Oh god. I forget, but somebody was beating the shit out of Jose Aldo. And he was just in a bad position. Kenny Florian, okay. I think it was Mark Hominick. Who was just beating the absolute dog shit out of Jose Aldo. And then Aldo just survived on bottom and then found his way to a decision win. So same thing should have happened. He should have been on the ground with Zabi. Oh, well, he got him down. He busted him open with an elbow. But hey, he knocked down this guy repeatedly, Ayman Zahabi, knocked him down, fell backwards against the cage, was just chasing after him, beating the absolute crap out of him. And then, 2 minutes later, he shoots a takedown. Oh, he got some elbows. Oh, he got some punches. But that does not make up for literally your brain stem almost being cut from its stem. You're getting completely discombobulated by Jose Aldo. So terrible work from the judges. But what else is new? The UFC matchmakers screw Jose Aldo and the judges screw Jose Aldo. This is just the promotion that he's in. And by the way, UFC matchmakers, they treat him like crap. Judges are treating him the exact same way. So I'm honestly glad that Jose Aldo's retired so that he doesn't have to deal with this bullshit anymore. How about Mike Malott and Marc Andre performance, though? I was very surprised by Marc Andre's performance. I know he has his clinch game and he's very one-note and, that won him the fight. I just expected Bruno Silva to be able to be at least as good as Dustin Stoltzfus, who is going to be fighting this Saturday, by the way, so make sure to check that out. It's going to be a guaranteed fun fight with Ruzaboev. But, yeah, I thought that Silva would be able to maintain the distance just a little bit so we could hit him with one shot and put Marc-Andre Barriault out because his chin is made of glass. But the clinch style Marc-Andre and his pressure game worked out, so good for him. And then Mike Malott, fantastic work from Mike Malott. I'm so happy for him because he's just a beacon of positivity, that Mike Malott. And I'm sort of sad that his performance against, who was it? Oh, God, who was it? Who was the guy he was fighting before Charles Radke? Oh, shit. I forget who it was, but it was very close. Oh, Trevin Giles. Sorry, I didn't even have to get to the result. I believe it's Trevin Giles. Yep. Went to a close fight with Trevin Giles. I can understand that. Giles has hands. It's sort of tough to deal with. But finally, that old Mike Malott started to return a little bit against Radke, and he made it a scrap. Then he found that big right hand that put him down. Honestly, Radke deserved it for all the... Because he's a fucking ignoramus. And, you know, Guru likes to make the joke, say it again, brother, say it again. Because he said a word that basically alienates the group because he's a bigot. And we can joke about it as much as we want because we're the MMA community, but then he's like, oh, well, they booed the national anthem. Yeah, well, because they're trying to literally turn you in your country into a fucking fascist state where they control everything you do, including your economy and your political system and everything. And now you're just a state and you're run by a bigger authoritarian country. So what do you think was going to happen, Tard? So, yeah, I mean, that's what happened is you got completely chinned by Mike Malott. Gave a great promo afterwards. He always gives a great promo afterwards. So I'm happy about that. And Mike Malott's finally back to like, oh, man, he's got some hype. Ooh, he knocked this guy out. And, you know, Guru said that, oh, you know, now he's got the hype that he needs because he beat an American bad guy. And I completely agree. And I'm super happy for him. We're not back to that little, oh, kick it range. Me, 1, 2, oh, I'm running away. Mike Malott, which was not the real Mike Malott, and we all know it. Allah, thank you for making Belal lose. Thank you. Yes, Allah has punished Belal Muhammad for his cowardice. Wow. You got to see Chris Makade. I did, and he was actually pretty damn good. Actually, very experienced and what's the word? Decorated California wrestler. So, and on top of that, he's got hands. He's actually pretty fun to watch. There was a lot of good shit on LFA. I got to see Josh Hockett, who's a dumbass piece of shit, but he's very dominant on top. So he's probably UFC bound. When in that case, the UFC's got its own heavyweight Colby Covington. My Allah beat up your Allah. Or what are we on the playground? Don't worry, that belt's staying clean for another guy to win off of JDM. We'll see. I mean, I'm going to predict that you coped a little bit that JDM beat Belal. I bet you expected Belal to completely ragdoll JDM. Guarantee it, actually. I changed my name. And it goes to show you might be in trouble too, Big Onk, because if someone who sells out to the Dagestanis gets completely fraud checked and exposed, then, uh-oh, man, you could be next. Changed my name to Headset Man because someone commented on one of my shorts calling me Headset Man. So now I am Headset Man. What were you previously? The judges studied. They did not. That's what I'm trying to say. BSD with that sub to get back in the win column was good to see. Yeah, but he should have gotten him out of there in the first round. Allowed it to get, he wasn't close, but he allowed it to get into the second round. And God, dude, Joel Alvarez would have fucking killed him. I'm sorry. Based off that performance, Joel Alvarez would have smoked him. Modestus is on a nice streak. Yeah, I didn't really get to watch that fight with Ion Kutalaba. Was it a banger? Was it a back and forth fight, or was it like, oh, I punch you at range, you attack me at range, and back and forth we go? Yes, he's fighting Ruzaboev. Yes, that is right. Somebody's getting chin regardless. Probably going to be Ruzaboev, but it would be really funny if Stoltz has got another out of nowhere KO. Make sure to like the stream, by the way, guys. I'm gonna go for an hour or two. Jasmine is becoming a future contender. Yeah, dominant performance over Jessica Andrade. I'm super happy for her. That's what I hope that she'd get, because, man, these Canadian strawweight and flyweight fighters are kicking ass, dude. Their grappling is sick. Freaking Jillian Robertson a couple weeks ago, and now Jasmine Jasudavicius. I love those two. They're finding finishes. They're dominating on top. They're actually making progress while in top position, which is a rarity in MMA in general. Bexot's making noise. Well, that's the thing, man. People forget, man. Everyone was like, oh, man, he just got lucky with that one strike on Umar Nurmagomedov. But the thing is, it seems like that's his game plan. It's his MO, is to like sort of wait for his shot and then, oh, this is perfect. Bam.
and he caught him just right on the chin. It was absolutely perfect. Put Umar down, and just on that alone is why I picked Beksat. I honestly should have picked him by knockout because of just how precise his striking is. The thing is, he was more like a grappler before he entered the UFC too. So the fact that he has hands on top of that is a dangerous combination. And he took the exact same approach to that bitchy Brad Katona that he did with Umar Nurmagomedov, and just timed that uppercut perfectly. And this time he didn't recover. So I think Beksat has it, man. He really does. I think he's going to stick around. Your boy Vinny picked Kyle over BSD. I don't know if that was the smartest game plan. Kyle's tough. Kyle can find his own finishes, but when you're dealing with someone with the grappling expertise of BSD, you're sort of outnumbered a little bit. Vinny Diaz is from Canada, wondering if UFC will give him a chance. Vinny Diaz. And he was on the LFA card, right? Yeah, he was from Canada. You're right. And he was on I think it was like the second or third fight of the card. Yeah, he did pretty well. They definitely need some Canadians. Let's be honest, Belal is from Dagestan. It's very true. That is true. He's got the heart of a Dagestani. Oh, Mushahid. Okay. Good. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Mushahid. I mean, given your use of language, it sounded like that was you. I just wasn't sure. He's from Chicago, so that great tough Dagestani, and the thing about Muslims, the thing that we do, from Dagestan, we love to do Greco-Roman, and if we see someone kissing a girl, then we just got a problem with that, that's just a Muslim mentality, okay? And when he cracked me with that knee to the face, it honestly made me look more beautiful. I had never seen my face in such a light before. He really fixed me up. I didn't even need plastic surgery. JDM did it for me. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say, oh, he was schooled, Belal Muhammad. Oh, there wasn't a moment of success for him. JDM completely dominated him, because it's not true. I mean, you could argue that Jack got 4 rounds. I think he got 3, but you could argue 4. But the thing is, every time, and I watched some videos on this, every time that JDM swung at Belal would just swing right back. And he did produce a lump over that right eye of Jack Della Madalena. He wasn't looking that good for wears by the time the fight was over. It was a very close one, in my opinion. I do think that Jack clearly edged it out in the 5th, but it's just a shame, man. I think if Belal had shot that takedown within the first couple minutes, I think it would have been a different fight entirely. Instead, he tried to prove a point like he did with Leon Edwards. Canelo hands. Oh, I got those Canelo hands. Dude, I saw fucking Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas, dude. That was the greatest fight I've ever seen in my life, when he just missed and whiffed punches against that one guy against the ropes. I feel like that's my own style. That's why I got those Canelo hands. And the real one with Canelo hands was the actual fucking ginger of those two. It was Jack Della Madalena. So, but I will say he did find some success in his punches. When they got in exchanges, JDM was getting hit in moments. So the striking offense of Belal was not that bad. I'll give him credit. It was a great fight. Deserved fight of the night. Low. Joel is moving to 170. Oh, are you kidding me? I mean, it makes sense. He's tall, so he's pretty damn tall. So honestly, that's a better fit for him. But he was having so much success at lightweight. Why? Why would you stay there? Why don't you stay there? The ref should have stopped the Sterling fight. Was Sterling beating the crap out of his opponent? I guess the UFC wants to keep the narrative that he's not actually a finisher. He's just like, he's Izzy Jr., boring kicks boxer. Can you please imitate Belal Muhammad saying he loves to cuddle Khabib in Islam? That's why he won't fight Islam. Well, we were on the mats, and when they turned the lights off in the gym and it was midnight and everybody had gone home, me and Khabib and Islam would jacuzzi, and I felt things in places I never felt them before, and that's why I joined them in the first place, because they're really good masseuses, and they know how to get the sweet spots. And let me tell you, Khabib and Islam, they got my sweet spot, and that's why you can't try to take a belt from your lover, That's why Islam refused to fight me, is because he doesn't want to fight his sweetheart, And when we were there. Oh God, we were there to shower, and that's what made me a champion, was those guys teaching me how to grapple. The thing about it. Oh God, both my eyes are busted. God damn it. One of the good things is that Islam is a better finisher than Belal. That is true. That'll make it a fun fight. Is Belal closeted, you think? Is that why he humps legs when he grapples? I don't know. I think he's straight. I think he just acts very feminine because he is sensitive. Hey, Ty Betts, good to see you. Is Islam beating JDM and calling out Ian Gary McGregor versus Khabib style? Oh, McGregor Khabib style. I don't know, man. I honestly think it's going to be sort of a close fight. I feel like Islam has the grappling, but we saw what happened with JDM. Like every single fight, even with Gilbert Burns when he was fully on his back, Belal when he was fully on his back, and he still fucking found a way to scramble and get to his feet. And now, for the first time in a while, Islam is dealing with somebody his own size. Like Dustin Poirier was close to his height, but they've labeled JDM as just a little bit taller than him. So I don't know. I feel like it's going to be harder getting JDM down than it was with Poirier. I do think that Islam might, like, once he gets Jack Della Madalena down, it'll be like a quick sub, But I think that's going to be a little far away from him. I think he's going to have to survive 3 or 4 rounds before he finds that submission, in my opinion. He needs to wear Jack Della Madalena down, because I think his takedown defense is going to be on point early on in the fight. So that's just my opinion. I think JDM is very underrated in his takedown defense. Only time he ever got really schooled on the ground was Basil Efez, and he still beat him. So I don't know, man. It's like what's that band? I know I got to look it up because I'm gonna go crazy if I don't see it. It's like Tub Thumping once wrote. He gets knocked down and he gets up again. Ain't nobody gonna keep him down. He gets knocked down and he gets up again. Ain't nobody gonna keep him down. Islam would look to counter JDM and clinch trip. That is true. That's what he does. That's a Sambo style of his. Clinch trip him. He could try for sure. I just don't know how well he's going to do on top, because JDM is just one of the taller guys that he's dealt with. But I will say that he schooled Charles Oliveira and knocked him flat. But that's Charles Oliveira, and he's sort of unreliable in his striking. Jack Della Madalena's striking is looking the best it's ever been, in my opinion, even without the power. It's looking fantastic. So I don't know. Like, having a taller opponent with actually really solid striking that's not inconsistent at all might be tricky. I think the path to victory is on the ground, though. And the clinch trip, I mean, honestly, he could find any unique way he wants to take down Jack Della Madalena. I mean, what he did with Dustin was fucking insane. With Dustin Poirier and the single leg trip, or the single leg toss, I should say. Islam would probably win a decision versus Jack Della Madalena. Yeah, I could see it for sure. But honestly, like, the thing is, like, once he gets you down, he's just a fucking Venus flytrap. So he ain't gonna rush forward like Belal did. Yeah, he's gonna take his time and then shoot his shot. No, did he? For sure. But then moving on to another topic here at the Tank Talk, because it's not just about the UFC card or LFA. There's some other stuff. Although I will say LFA in Santa Cruz was fantastic. Got to meet a lot of great people in the second seat row. In fact, one of them I talked about the channel, and he's actually subscribed, or at least for now. I think he might be, but I was able to talk to some people about MMA and LFA, and had a great time talking to fellow fans. Lots of great action. Like, compared to the Santa Cruz card that we were at last time, which was like, I think 192 last year. This was classic LFA. This is what LFA is supposed to be. Just finish after finish after finish after finish. So we got bang for our buck. The only problem is that you got to show up early for LFA cards. You got to be there like an hour or two before the scheduled time on the poster, because that is not the start time. It's not. It seems like LFA doesn't count the prelims as actual fights, but they are, and they're fantastic. So you gotta be there early, and their seats are pretty cheap too. Anyway, let's talk about some of the implications of Jack Della Madalena winning the belt against Belal. I think again, we're talking about Islam potentially beating him. Let's picture a scenario where he does beat Islam and beats him by decision. Like, where do we go from there? I think Anakin mentioned there's Ian Gary, there's Shavkat in the wings, there's Sean Brady. I honestly think, given this performance, I think JDM could pull an Ian Gary-like performance and just like barely outstrike Shavkat in rounds. And then when Shavkat shoots the takedowns, if JDM stuffs them early on, it could be a very close fight. Shavkat might win in the fifth, but I'm just picturing it like Ian Gary versus Shavkat, because that's honestly a solid comparison. I mean, Anakin's laughing, but I mean, you weren't laughing so much when it was tied 2-2 between Gary and Shavkat going into the fifth round. Like, I don't know, man. I think his takedown defense is quite solid. Obviously, Shavkat was almost fraud checked by Joff Neal. You know that, right, Anakin? It was 1-1 going into the third. And there were times where he, boom, cracked Shavkat on the chin, like flush. So, and Ian Gary was able to outstrike Shavkat in moments. I don't want to hear that he's some monster, just because he's on an undefeated. I know Jack was, but I'm not going to call Jack Della Madalena a monster. I mean, maybe he's a monster at home, but I don't consider Shavkat a monster in terms of finishing potential. Oh my god, because he just went to a decision with Ian fucking Gary, and JDM that knows, because it's completely crooked to one side. I think it's like giving him a titanium chin in some sort. Like the blood that would transfer to his nose is going somewhere else. It's going down to his chin, and that's what's keeping him from getting beaten up too badly. I don't know, man. I think it's going to be pretty even on the feet, and if Shavkat can't get the takedowns, we'll see how the fight goes. And then there's Sean Brady. Man, I don't know. I feel like with Sean Brady, his grappling's way better. Honestly, like I feel like he's like, even against Gilbert Burns, who had solid takedown defense, he's just coming, no diddy, and just kept on shooting and just putting him up against the fence. Honestly, I think Sean Brady's a scarier wrestler for JDM than Shavkat Rakhmonov is. And then Ian Gary, that's where like, oh no. I honestly think Ian Gary could be the one to beat JDM. I really do, because he's solid on the feet. And then when he wants to, he just spams takedowns to win. Like, that's a scary fight mentality to deal with. Like, crazy prediction would be Ian Gary is the one who beats Jack Della Madalena. Logical prediction is that Islam finds a way to win against JDM by grappling, and then I guess Shavkat could win, but I don't know. I just don't see it. I really don't see it after this fight. Islam will get beat, but Shavkat, Brady, and Buckley will break Jack Della Madalena. Islam will get beat. Oh, Jake calls it. Jake thinks he's going to win too. I consider it quite the possibility. And plus, guys, like, think about the records of a lot of these shorter guys who move up, Israel Adesanya against Jan Blachowicz. Who else? Who else moved up? I mean, Volk against Islam twice. Who else? Have there been that many super title fights? Trying to think. I mean, BJ Penn against George St. Pierre. The taller bigger guys like often have an advantage or two. So I don't know, man. I feel like it's going to be close, and there isn't a lot of finishing potential. I think it's hard to have finishing potential against Jack Della Madalena. I really do. I have dirt on No Chill. I don't really care, man. I don't want to get into that drama, you know. I'm just talking about MMA and the like and UFC stuff. So that's what this stream is primarily about. But if you have dirt on No Chill, good for you. Let's see. Belal the worst. Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. So my confident prediction is Islam beats Jack, but my prediction that I think might just happen, like a little upset prediction, is that it'll be Ian fucking Gary. God damn it. Ian Machado Gary, never forget. And then what are we gonna say next? Oh, so is Belal and got to be fair, Idaho made a solid thumbnail with this prompt, and I think it's true. Is Belal the worst champion in UFC history? No. I mean, no defenses. You got to consider that. Even fucking oh god, what was his name? He got schooled by Randy Couture. Oh god, he's I hate him so much. But I can't remember his name. Oh, Tim Sylvia. Even Tim Sylvia like won the belt back. You know? I think he had 2 title reigns. Yeah, he did. Big Tim Sylvia is a better champion than Belal Muhammad, especially how the UFC books him. He'll never be in the title picture ever again, which is sad because he had a good fight here. But honestly, I just don't think he's going to be getting back to the welterweight title. I think it's going to be a really tough road. And even if he gets back to the title picture, he probably loses again. But yeah, I mean, for now, I'd say he's pretty damn bad. Even Michael Bisping had a defense, so I won't take up your time then, man. You're a good kid. I have proof that your former broadcast partner paid No Chill to turn on you multiple times. Jesus Christ. Paid him. Jesus Christ. That's something. That's crazy if it's fucking true. But yeah, man, I'm good. I'm honestly good, dude. I just want to do my thing. I want to live stream. I want to make content that I want to make, and no, just keep on swimming, as Dory would put it. Hold on, I gotta check. People are hitting me up. What the heck's going on? Don't believe Big CZ. There's Paradox of Chad. Somebody raided me because all of a sudden all these different people are here. I might make my own channel to expose them. Jesus Christ. I don't believe Big CZ. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in the mood. Like I made the thumbnail, but you know, I felt like that was just something I had to do. But from now on, it's just like regular MMA stuff. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Do it then. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a bunch of people showing up all at once. It's got to be a scheme. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Make sure to hit a like and then subscribe to Hank's Warzone. But yeah, somebody's going to beat JDM. I think there's too many flaws in his game. I think he's already achieved everything he could set out to do. Like people forget, man, there's a lot of like 20-year-old, 24, 25, 26-year-old UFC champions who then lost the belts, came back, had some good runs, and then they were gone from the UFC. Vitor Belfort, who just got inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame, by the way. Shout out to fucking TRT Vitor Belfort for getting his Hall of Fame induction. People don't know that he was a UFC champion. He was a champion all the way back to like the early 2000s, like late 90s, somewhere around that era. He beat Randy Couture via like eye poke, disqualification, which is pretty funny. But even in like the late 90s, I think he won the belt in surprising fashion. So Vitor Belfort is a former champion. And, people think because he got destroyed by Anderson Silva that, what was I going to say? People think that because he got schooled by Anderson Silva that he, he never did anything in the UFC. In his youth, he was a fucking monster. And I think he even won a UFC tournament too. So Vitor Belfort, he deserved to get into the UFC Hall of Fame. I mean, I can understand trying to like keep him from the what's the word for it? Trying to push Vitor away from the UFC Hall of Fame because he was on TRT and drugs, and the UFC doesn't like the look of like, oh shit, they caught us for for allowing fighters to take drugs. But still, what do you accomplish in the UFC? You can't. If you could put fucking John Jones in the Hall of Fame after all the shit he's done, you can put Vitor Belfort in the UFC Hall of Fame. Hold on 1 second, I got to respond to this. All right. Would you collab with me for it? I'm sorry, man. I'm not interested. I mean, I could probably watch your video if you do make an expose video. I'll definitely check it out. But I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved. Shut up, Big CZ. Yeah, let's talk about some MMA, man. Let's talk about some fun stuff. You shut up. I don't even know who you are, but I see you in Scum Chill streams. Oh God, wow. I mean, Big CZ, if you're motivated, do your own thing, man. I appreciate if you're telling the truth, of course, that you have something, which you very well might not be. But if you do it and you mean it and you make a video that you feel is true, good for you. But I'm not getting involved. I'm telling you, man, I'm just not getting involved. I'm done. But let's see. Oh, and that's another. Here's another question. Yeah, I'm Big CZ is no. Yeah, I mean that's what I think. I think I've seen him as that account too. So, dude has the mod, but is friends with No Chill. You're getting played, but I'll see myself out. Okay, man, have fun. I mean, if you're not him, then do your own thing. But I'm good. CZ, do the fucking video. Good recommendation for Paradox of Chat. Good to see you, by the way, Paradox of Chat. It's been a very long time since I've chatted with you, man. It's good to see you. I know we're sort of at a strange place where like you're pals with I'm playing Hank. Yeah. I'm the OG. He is. And he would often come to me in the Discord asking for recommendations for fights and picks. And I'd give it to him because he's I think he's a good guy overall. And Giuliano sees it because he's dedicated a lot of streams and videos to promoting Paradox of Chad. And Paradox also made a video game tournament with me and a bunch of other guys, and it was super fun. So Paradox of Chad, I think he's a chill dude for the most part. I think he's chill enough that he wouldn't really get involved in a lot of this drama bullshit. I'm happy that Giuliano is very supportive of him. You should be in the Giuliano family, Paradox of Chad. Maybe like a second cousin twice removed, or a son, or something like that, or maybe even a great uncle. So good to see Paradox of Chad regardless. Sup? Hey, what is going on, Sean Moody? Yee! How's it going, Berber? Paradox is ass at Fortnite. Is that supposed to be an insult? I think that's a badge of honor to be ass at Fortnite and not play it. That game fucking sucks. But by the way, since we got a lot of interesting fellas in the chat, I have only ever defended you, Hank. The drama shit is gay. It's very true. Yeah, it's lame as fuck. I mean, it was necessary because I had to, we were on a path where we just couldn't, get along, and or like we couldn't just stay out of each other's way. So it had to happen, And I'm happy it did. It allows us to really make our own stuff, the both of us. But now that I got some old familiar faces, I'm gonna put up the StreamYard link if you guys want to hop on. This should be a Sabu tribute in the end of the stream. There will be. Okay, I will have a Sabu tribute because, sadly enough, the Prince of Hardcore Wrestling, Sabu. Oh God, what was his nickname? Something flying, death-defying maniac. That was his name. I just forget. Death-defying maniac. Death-defying maniac. Sabu. Suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, death-defying maniac, Sabu. Dude, those times where the lights would go out and then they'd turn back on and Sabu would be there. Oh man, that was awesome. Good times, dude. When he was like just facing off with Taz, oh, he didn't put the finger in the air, and then Taz is like this, and they're just staring each other down. Classic. Homicidal, genocidal, suicidal, death-defying maniac, Sabu. Yee! Thank you. I'd fucking smoke you at table tennis. I actually have quite a bit of experience at table tennis, but might want to be careful a little bit. These long limbs, they help me out. Back home, they call me Ping Ping Dong. Ping Ping Don. Ping Pong Don. Ooh, they call me the Ping Pong Don. They call you that, or they call you Fat Tony. What did I do? What is a truck? The Ping Pong Don. And they called me the Ping Pong Don back in Louisiana when I was just a veteran and I was looking for Jenny. I was good at ping pong. Hopefully you can both move on and see your potentialism and potentialism. I am against potential. I'm a potentialist. We don't accept your kind of potential around here. Sabu. Oh man. Ty, everywhere I go. Oh, Ty, he's not saying thank you. Ty, I'd fucking smoke you at table tennis. Yikes. I think I know who this is. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the Leprechaun, Sean Moody. How you been, Sean?
God damn it, dude. Why'd you have to tell everybody who it was, man? It should have been a surprise, man.
I know.
It should have been a surprise, man.
Well, I saw you.
I'm 87 crazy. I'm 87 crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know who Sean is.
Streams is the exact same username, so I just figured.
You
can't fool me, Sean Moody.
Yeah, I just saw that he's doing his picks and predictions and shit. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like Paradox. I don't get in the middle of it. Yeah, I've said some stuff kind of funny, but I just, like, really, like, you guys have nothing else to do to go watch. Like, I'm not talking about you because, like, you know what I mean? You could let it go, but then people fucking nag it on and shit. You know what I mean? Fucking people lied to you and set shit up, and then fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's just retarded. We're all supposed to be adults, and we're kind of acting like juvenile delinquent middle school to fucking maybe sophomore-ish fucking high schoolish era. You know what I mean, bro? But
Sean Moody, that is quite the insult. Let me tell you guys. Sean Moody's the most mature person in the room. You guys have some troubles you need to sort out.
I do have one over though. You know what I'm saying? Because Skate did say I had a great analysis for Belal for once. You said I had an interesting take and it was a surprise. Well,
I gotta give this man credit because he's starting to kick my ass in these topology predictions, man. It's not looking good. I taught him everything he knows, and the student has become the master.
Not really, dude. I had 375. What'd you have?
Whatever it was not good. I think I got 6 right, 6 wrong, which is not.
Well, I got 5 right, and I had the correct one with BSD.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, there you go. So I guess we're still pretty much even, but yeah, it's tough sometimes. Like I feel like when it comes to predictions, there's like stretches where it's like everything's logical or nothing makes sense, or half of it's logical and the other half doesn't make sense, and so you just got to sift through it all and just try to make the best estimation. But you know, there's some, and that's the thing. That this is what I love about the UFC predictions tracker is that he like gives like which prediction YouTubers have the most correct picks, and like I swear, dude, every week it's something. It's somebody completely different. So there really is no rhyme or reason to. I mean, there is a rhyme or reason when it comes to like certain fights. Like, oh my god, it's obvious this person's gonna win. But like, there's a lot of lack of rhyme or reason with some of these predictions, and the fact that it's like 5 different people every time getting the most picks right should tell you a lot about this wacky random sport.
Well, you know, look at the Belal thing. He tried to wrestle, but he did it after he stood up the whole time. You know what I mean? You're wasting energy throwing punches.
I feel like he was trying to do what he did against Leon Edwards, where it's like I could show this guy's level on the feet. I'm not just a born grappler. I could absolutely school this guy. I can do everything I want to do. Okay, and then I could get the takedown, and then it didn't happen. I don't even think he shot once in that first round. I think he was like trying to go the game plan of I'm gonna sort of emasculate him on the feet and make Jack feel like not confident at all going into like round 2, round 3, and then I'm gonna shoot. Once I've shown that he can't beat me on the feet. Oh my. Look at who we have here. It's the great No Chill MMA. How's it going?
How's it going? How did you feel about JDM? I bet you were happy about that.
I'm very happy. I will say, like since we saw that scramble with Jack Della Madalena against like Gilbert Burns, where he was like fully on his back, and then he like just completely rotated himself around to get the flying knee. Like once I saw that he was stuffing Belal's takedowns, like okay, this might not go so well for Belal. It was very close. Can you imagine in the day and age where Belal and Jack Della Madalena are getting fight of the night? Never thought it would happen.
Who was the other guy? No offense, but that audio is Chris.
Oh, it's good old Sean Moody, brother. Yee!
Oh,
I don't know, dude. This ain't no Sean Moody. I'm Belal's nephew.
What I like about Jesus Christ, Sean, holy fuck. What I like about JDM,
Man, fuck that.
Jesus Christ, Sean. Fucking hey, holy shit.
Dude, Belal. Okay, I'll tell you just like I said in fucking Idaho stream.
Nokia or something? Jesus Christ. Do you go
Dude, that sounds crisp. That's crisp as hell, ain't it?
It's crispy as chicken from actually Kane's chicken is not crisp at all.
It's fucking burnt. It's so crisp it's fucking burnt. Jesus Christ.
Real but crispy, dude. Is this better? But like I said yesterday, just go watch. I got the clip. I saved the clip. You know what I'm saying? I said Belal went out there knowing the UFC did not want him to be champion. And, so he went up there to try to fucking box with striking since he supposedly has great hands. But him not fucking being used to being a boxer at 36, dude, is totally different. You're throwing punches and shit. You're fucking using energy in your arms. You use that energy to fucking take people down. So if you're fucking winging punches fucking for 7-8 minutes instead of fucking going in early, your muscles ain't tired and shit.
That's what JDM does. He keeps that. So in the pocket is the only place JDM gets hit. Only in the pocket.
Yeah.
And his weakness is straights and jabs. At middle range and at long range, JDM uses his guard to stuff takedowns because you come forward, he's constantly pushing outward. He's pushing outward. You can't close the distance on him. I think people are like, oh, that stupid DC, whatever fucking narrative. This is what happened. Belal shot 9 takedowns. Couldn't do shit. He did shoot. He shot 9 times. 6 of them were stuffed. 3 of them JDM just scrambled right out of. Leon Edwards looking bad.
Again, like JDM is one of the very few strikers that can actually do a lot of great work off his back. Where it's just like he's really good at changing the angle so that he can get right back up. And one thing, if you notice, almost every time that Jack got up, he was like pushing the other guy against the fence. He wasn't just getting out; he was out muscling. So.
Here's the thing, dude. Hey, like I said, Belal's 36 years old, almost 37. That's the end of fucking.
And coming into his prime, he's never been as good. I would say we've never seen a better Belal than this fight in the last fight.
Well, it's like this. Like he's not a striker, though. You know what I mean? So he went out there striking to try his fucking. You know what I mean? He didn't want to be boring. You know what I mean? He wants to be the greatest. Well, guess what? You went out there striking, and you're the best offense in your wrestling, and not go out there and fucking throw punches. How many takedowns did he try in the first round? No chill.
He's shot 9 takedowns in the fight. Got stuffed. That's the end of it.
I know. How many takedowns did he try though in the first round?
I don't know. I don't have these stats, man.
Somebody bring up the stats, please.
Everywhere I go, the bitches refer to me as Pingolius Pongathulio III.
That sounds like some fucking Bunholio. Bunholio guy.
Yeah, don't give Paradox a Chad any sugar. I am Bunholio. He put me for my bunghole.
Why are you giving him weird eyes there? No chill. Like you don't know nothing about Beavis and Butthead, bro. classic shit there, dude.
Mike Judge
Dude,
shit.
my grandpa went before he retired. I think I was like 5 or 6, and he worked overnight. And I was still up watching Beavis and Butthead on a school night. He's like, "What the fuck are you still doing?" I'm watching Beavis and Butthead. He's like, "You're going to school? Oh well, fuck it, it's my fault, right?"
This is an interesting question from Ty Betts. Ask if No Chill was paid out. A man by the name of Big CZ05 implied that the Idaho fight. Does he go by the Skatesman again, or is he?
No, he goes. Dude, you made a fake. He goes by Jose for some fucking weird reason.
He's Jose, but Big CZ05. He wanted me to get involved, or supposedly Big CZ wanted me to get involved in some expose video, but I'm not interested, man. I'm just. I'm making my own MMA content.
You already made an expose. Well, we together already made.
That is true. We did make one together, and that was a sad affair. But I thought
it was hilarious. Everybody loved it, dude. I don't know why. Like, you were pissed, but honestly, it was fucking hilarious. Everybody.
It was funny. It was funny for what we produced in like 4 or 5 hours. It was actually pretty good.
You ever watch Kenny versus Spenny?
That's what Isha recommends all the time, right?
I started watching it. I just realized I got like, it's the exact same dynamic that me and you have.
Right. Really?
We need to shoot a recreation of this show in real life.
That would be no Chill's waiting for his chance for me to like enter the lion's den. It's like he's gonna go pop
sucker you in. He's trying to sucker you in.
I'm a lover. No, I'm not gonna sucker punch Hank.
You're gonna sucker him in to come out there, and then you guys are gonna do this fight. Nobody's gonna get paid. You're like, yeah, I'm the man. I'm the fucking man.
There was an account called Hank the Tank in a Tough Enough live. There's a promotion called Tough Enough.
Are you tough enough?
Paid off for what?
Wait, what?
What is it? What is Ty Pet's? What do you mean paid off?
Well, he just thinks that Idaho was like, there were moments, and it's strange, but he said there were moments where Idaho was like talking to you and be like, hey, dude, can you like do the snap on Hank for like this amount of time? I'll pay you, is what he's basically saying.
Oh yeah, he sent me. He paid me like $50-$60 for that video.
Wow, very interesting. Well, I mean, that's the thing in this land of milk and honey, this online MMA community. You can be associates with people, but you can't trust them 100%.
Well, money talks,
That is true. It's like the great $1 million man Ted DiBiase put it. Everybody's got a price for the $1 million man.
Everybody's got a price for the $1 million man.
Virgil, 20, 40, 60. How much you want, huh? Let me into this middle school and get the rats out of here.
John Mooney, kiss my ass. Or you're
homicidal genocide.
That's right, they are. Pucker up, you sweet cheeks. Yeah.
I'm the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal maniac.
Sabu. Now you're going to make things extreme in here, Sabu. Come on, how much you want, Sabu? But the $1 million man was actually based on Vince McMahon. He came up with the idea.
I think the Sabu thing, I see a lot of people saying, oh, his retirement match did him in. His retirement match did him in. Like, fuck it. Can we be honest?
Years and years and years of
no human being has taken as much opiates as Sabu. Yeah. There's no human in fucking history that has taken as many opioids as Sabu.
Maybe smoked crack too with his uncle, the Sheik.
I mean, it's not like it was fucking Mitsuharu Misawa and he got dropped right on his neck. Like, that's the only time that somebody's getting killed in the ring is if they get hit with something and immediately seize up on the canvas. That's the only times it's happened. Gaylord Cooter, wow. New
That's a weird name.
Fuck was
Gaylord Cooter doesn't sound right. But he won the retire match. He got his last match during that WrestleMania bullshit, and then maybe his heart fucking kept him alive, won that one last match, and he achieved his goal and fucking said, fuck it, I'm done.
I've seen Sabu live, bro, like in the past 2 years. He's in my area. I've seen it sucks that I got pictures with Sabu, got autographs with Sabu. He was a fantastic. I mean, he was like the opposite of a suicidal genocide. He was a well-mannered, more quiet person. So was New Jack, surprisingly.
Yeah, he had wrestling. He was pretty hard. Do you remember when he and Who was his tag team partner when he was in the Gangstas? I forget his name.
Mustafa, right? Mustafa.
Yeah, Mustafa.
Mustafa.
When during that Jim Cornette interview from like way back, I think it was like 2009, 2011, and they came in with the "Why can't we be friends?" and the fruit basket, and they were hugging him, and they were just super nice. Like New Jack turned himself around like outside of wrestling, but I mean, obviously in the late 90s, 2000s, like Nocho's saying with Sabu and the opioids, he was on fucking drugs. I think he put like pencil dust in like cocaine.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. New Jack was a fucking. He's the type of guy where it's like, fuck, that guy's got some fucking screws loose.
Yeah, and on the combine that
Well,
with
can you mirror my camera? My camera's the wrong way.
Wait, what? I forget. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we should forgive him for the mass transit incident. We really shouldn't. That's just sadistic stuff, and there was a bunch of stuff he did in the ring that could have resulted in his opponent's deaths. But to be honest, like, what were they called? GCW and the CZW and all those extreme guys from like the underground promotions. Like, were they really that much better than New Jack was? Like, Nick Gage died. Fucking died.
Yeah, those guys had like a level. I would say they probably. I mean, I grew up when I was like 8 years old. Like, I would go out to Pennsylvania to watch CZW. That's
right.
what I would do when I was a kid. And those guys had like just an omnipotent level of trust with each other. Mm-hmm. And with New Jack, he would go off script. He would literally try to fucking kill other people sometimes. Dude shouldn't have been in a wrestling ring.
Yeah, for sure. It was so funny, the story of Nick Gage trying to rob a bank with no mask on right in front of the security camera. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Nico, Anakin, I got some bad news for you. JDM is going to fuck Islam Makhachev up.
Yeah.
You're crazy as hell. You guys are goofy as shit. You're silly as fuck.
Volkanovski's throwing Makhachev to the ground. Imagine JDM gonna fuck him up so bad.
Yeah,
you guys are crazy, dude. I think send me your motherfucking PayPal then, $10.
Wait,
all
what?
Right. Okay, sure.
All right,
I would make more money betting on it, but I mean, I'll bet you $10.
It'll be a great fight either way.
Guess what? Everybody clip that shit, share that shit, post it out there. The loser owes somebody $10.
Finish Sean Brady. What do you mean?
I feel like there was some sort of mentality of like, oh, if JDM, beats Belal by some way, oh, he's dead meat when Islam, beats him. But the thing that people don't realize is like, what did he have to do to beat Belal? Like, that's insanely impressive that he stuffed almost every single takedown from Belal.
What was more impressive? The ones he didn't stuff. And by the way, JDM's boxing the whole time.
Yes, the get-up ability.
He's throwing 100. Bro, Craig Jones. If you watch that fight with Bazil Hafez, right? Mm-hmm. Watch that fight with Bazil Hafez. That's pre-Craig Jones. We got Craig Jones now, and now he's scrambling up from Dagestani wrestling. Islam's a better finisher than Belal. No shit, he couldn't finish Belal.
Belal is not Islam.
Belal was on an 11-fight unbeaten streak or 12-fight unbeaten streak. Nobody's been beating Belal. The other one beating the shit out of him like JDM did. Islam's a better finisher. Belal's from
well, who's the best striker out there, supposedly? Supposedly Leon Edwards at one time, and guess who stopped that? Belal. So that's why he came out here also and probably decided to strike. Since I can fucking beat the best striker, I'm going to throw at this motherfucker.
He landed takedowns, Moody, and JDM just scrambled up. You got to remember.
Well, like I said, dude, I want to see the stats on how many takedowns per round he tried to take. Because if he didn't take fucking any takedowns or that many takedowns in a fight, you know what I mean? Did he take down, tried one in the first round? Okay, well, if you only took 1 in 5 minutes, dude, all the fucking punching and getting punched and moving and using your body's taking a beating, bro. So he's not going to get an easy takedown.
I also want to mention that we have sort of a Strickland situation where it's like, oh, he got the big upset, but watch out when the other contenders or this scary guy comes after him. And then he goes to a split decision with Drickus that some could argue he could have won. I really do think, like, if you're good enough to beat the champion, like, there's going to be a new level that you've reached.
In my opinion, JDM is omnipotently more well-rounded than Sean Strickland. And
of course.
I think a kid like Makhachev, who, let's be honest, his win streak, that Poirier fight, if they didn't have those shitty gloves, who knows? Poirier was landing on
That's
Mr.
true.
Makhachev.
That's true.
Poirier was landing on Mr. Makhachev. JDM lands that way on Makhachev. That ain't gonna be good.
I think I heard from somebody, and I don't agree. Well, I'm gonna say I heard it straight from Vinny that he said that like he thinks that Islam was like trying to sort of play it soft with Poirier early on because the rest of the card sucked, and then he found the finish later.
Vinny also told me that Kyle Prepolek was going to destroy Benoit Saint-Denis.
That's true. That's true.
He also said that. Vinny said Kyle beats Beer. I know that. Why the fuck is Islam getting the title shot and Ilia? Yeah, that's a great point. It's called Dagestani privilege. It's idiotic. It's stupid. Islam should fight Ilia. That's just how it is, bro.
Fuck that.
I really do think it's going to be close. Like I said this earlier, but I think it's true. Like this is one of the few times that Islam's dealing with somebody who's at or above his own height, and he doesn't do that well against those guys. Like the small, even fucking Volk was able.
Nico, Islam is bigger. I mean, Belal's bigger. Okay, and it's not like we didn't have a submission threat. There was no ground control. The Dagestani handcuffs, none of that shit worked. Islam's pound for pound number one. John Jones is pound for pound number one. Giovanni queer
now to be
the fuck? You said John Jones is pound for pound number one? Are you fucking serious?
You fucking
fuck no. Go defend that motherfucking title. Defend the fucking title like a man and not be a bitch.
That's the man that all athletes should aspire to be like.
Fuck no. They inspired to be John Jones. Snort cocaine, go wreck cars with pregnant women and shit. That's not cool, bro. That's why I stopped liking him as a young kid. That's why I stopped liking John Jones, because I was just shit outside the fucking cage. But yet, it's cool for Dana White and shit, but if fucking goddamn Nick Diaz goes smokes weed and shit, he's fucking kicked out of the fucking UFC for fucking, you know what I'm saying, his prime and shit. So, like, what the fuck? It's John Jones' bitch-ass privilege. It's all it is.
You guys are overrating Islam so much. Let's not forget.
I'm not saying Islam's number one, but it's not John Jones. Fight. You have to fight. You have to fucking fight. You can't just have a fucking belt for almost 2 years and not fight. Like, what the fuck?
So he's taking on an Australian, okay? He's taking on an Australian. Same fucking Craig Jones.
I gotta say something about here. Like, dude, you gave Islam a title fight after 2 fucking ranked fights. 2 fucking ranked fights, and he gets a title shot. It is obviously Dagestani privilege. They jump the line every fucking time. The only Dagestani fighter
I want to move him to be the champ at 170 and let him be 155.
Early on, but even then he had a pretty nice road to the top. And then Magomed Ankalaev, and that's it.
Islam Makhachev has had he's never even defended against a lightweight. And now he's going to go up to welterweight. He fought
against Dustin, but that was the one lightweight.
Dustin used to be featherweight. He fought.
That's true. Now he's dealing with something bigger than him.
He's going to be fighting a natural welterweight who's going to crack the fuck out of his little chin, and just like 145-pound Volk did. Okay, 35-year-old Volk takes him down. Just, dude, Volk, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I think that Belal is just way worse than Islam. Let's not get fucking ridiculous here. Yeah. Islam is going to be in for a world of hurt.
I think he will. I think it'll at the very least be a very close fight. At best, it's Islam hitting it, because that's the thing. And I think I said this to Vinny too. Like, the knees up the middle from JDM are right there against Islam Makhachev, especially since he's taller and he's got that stance that allows a knee to be thrown right up the middle. That's what Dustin Poirier did. I think that's
Nico, what you're not understanding is Belal didn't get control time because JDM immediately scrambled up. There was none.
There was none.
There was no control time.
There's just a little bit of grappling, and then JDM got right back up.
Time.
The only chance I see is if Islam does what he did
against.
The
process is not even close to better than JDM.
He has to get it really quick. He has to get the sub really quick. But other than that, if he doesn't, then it's game over, in my opinion.
Makhachev is not submitting fucking JDM.
I mean, he hasn't been finished by anybody.
Islam uses judo a lot. And what's going to happen when JDM puts Makhachev up against that cage?
There goes Sean Moody. Thank you for appearing on the show, Sean Moody.
Oh my god, my ears aren't crackling anymore.
Yeah, it's very surprising to see you here, No Chill. But I'm actually quite happy that we've been able to just discuss MMA stuff, And
All right.
you know, there was that big stream with you know, Idaho and Giuliano talking about the thumbnail that I made. And then you're like, dude, you know, let's just not even focus on Hank. You know, we're just giving him what he wants. Like, and the thing is, I wasn't trying to get like I wasn't
gave me $20. He was like, dude, I'll give you $20 if you get Hank to go on the stream. So I was like, bet.
I know, but at the end of the day, you sort of backed him off. Like, dude, come on, we're just giving him what he wants. We're just wasting time.
It's just, well, at this point, it's just beating a dead horse. It's like, what else? Like, come on, what joy can you? Now it's not even like, not like it was like, oh, okay, there's an argument like, oh, Hank did Idaho wrong, but now it's just like, okay, it's over. Now you're just tormenting him for what reason? It's fucked up.
Yeah, I know. So I mean, I want things to be peaceful, and I'm trying to take your advice that I'm trying to and see. This is the thing. I don't think I'm gonna be the same streamer I was before, where it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday a stream. I'm trying to do more videos, long term, and like trying to put some production value in there. And so for that reason, like I did this Monday stream because I don't want people to be like, you know, I don't want to be gone for like 5 days and then people are wondering where I am. I want to do something in between, but I'm going to do my first predictions video. I think it's going to be done by this Wednesday, and it's going to be unlike what a lot of people have seen from MMA.
Well, I don't really like prediction. I think prediction videos are just fucking. They're not for me. But
I get it for sure.
But because everybody makes them, I think we should do WWE prediction videos.
That would be pretty good too. I'm actually thinking of doing some vintage
why do you bet on WWE if it's scripted?
It's so weird. Like I remember seeing DraftKings like way back in like 2021, 2022. Does so-and-so use a chair? Does someone interfere? How many times is someone pinned? Blah, blah, blah.
He has 100K Instagram followers and the personality of a pencil. He just went up to 200K. He doubled that. So he doubled his following. And dude, you know, it's stoicism. He's cool. He's fucking cool. He beat the shit out of Belal.
Yeah.
Was like,
that's the thing.
I don't think that's Ian Gary's kid. He doesn't have to say much. He's fucking
exactly. Because what he does say is often comedy gold. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring it back for Volk.
Dude, you motherfuckers would be saying that Arlovsky in his prime would just fucking ragdoll Fedor. You know, These are the same motherfuckers.
Yeah, I know. But I think JDM says everything that he needs to say. And honestly, I miss the age. I mean, we had it with Pereira, but who else did we have it with? Where it's just like, I let my fucking fists do the talking. And when I talk, people listen, but they're here to see me have a good fight. Like, when was the last time we had like someone who was really like a solid striker putting on great fights as welterweight champion? It was Robbie Lawler. In my opinion, it was Robbie Lawler. I mean, Tyron Woodley had some good fights too, but
he didn't.
I mean, they were sort of lame. But I mean, the last time we had someone who was like a brawler trying to get a finish, having a back and forth at Bloodfest was Robbie Lawler. So we haven't had it in a while, man.
I mean, it's like those Poirier, Gaethje type of guys. JDM, like he fits right in there. Same fight.
I agree. Yeah, and that's another reason why I think that JDM gives Islam a pretty damn close fight, if not beats him.
I think he's going to destroy. I don't think that you could go from little Volk dropping you and taking you down. And, you know, how many times with the staff? That was
too many times.
It's got to be an inside.
That's embarrassing.
That's got to be an inside. That's fucked up. Dude.
Yeah, it's ruthless. A ruthless Robbie Lawler, but dude, the path back to the title is not going to be a good one.
Who are all these people? I've never seen any of these people.
What? Yeah, exactly. A bunch of new people have shown up to the channel, and thank you guys for showing up.
Yeah, thank you.
But what was I going to say? Well, who do you think is going to be the UFC's planned next opponent for Belal? Because obviously they're not going to be very thrilled with him remaining around the title picture. So who do you think they're going to throw against Belal to try to get him out of there? Or do you think they're going to be fair to him?
I think they're going to be fair to him now because I think if Usman, I think no matter what, we're going to get Belal versus Usman next, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, if Belal beats Buckley, it's like, why even give him a Brady if he's probably going to beat? Like, nobody wants to see Usman back in the title picture. So, you know, you could have Belal and Usman fight while, you know, you establish maybe Ian Gary or Sean Brady to come up next. But I would say Shavkat could fight someone to get the title shot.
Yeah. That's true. Should fight someone to get. I think he should. To be honest, I don't think he should just get it right out of the gate because that would be stupid. Like Islam immediately gets a.
Well, I mean, the still have a Fez fight and the Holland fight. Just because they're split decisions, it doesn't mean that it made any sense, and it doesn't mean that they were close.
Yeah, that's true.
They weren't close. That's like saying, I don't know, man. Biggie Boy went to a split with Tuivasa. There was no threat of being finished. JDM's offensive submission skills and weight cutting, 2 times in 1 month wasn't a good idea with the Hafez fight. The Holland fight, I thought he would chin Holland, but now this is a healthy JDM, and we saw what he did. We just see, you literally see real-time rapid improvements, and you're like, oh man, Basil Hafez took this guy down. He's not good. He just out-scrambled and beat the fuck out of Belal Muhammad, who has dominated every single person 11 fights in a row with nonstop grappling pressure. Yeah. But now it's like, oh, but Basil Hafez had a close fight with him. JDM can't grapple. Yes, he can.
He can. His scrambling ability is fucking incredible. I think it's honestly the best at welterweight.
Craig Jones is a fucking monster in your corner. JDM is not.
Aside from JDM, and I think there was in Volk as well. Who else is Craig Jones managing and coaching?
He's just what is it called? They're called like the rough pack in Australia, the something pack in Australia, and nice. I don't know. You want me to look at their teams?
Sure. He kept polling for Gilly. He did not poll for Giuliano. That is not true.
Yeah, he did. He kept polling for the
well, in that fight, yeah, he was. But I mean, that was Jack Della Madalena dealing with the wrestler on short.
Oh, he's from Sardinia too. Damn. Me and JDM got the same hometown, pretty much.
Yeah. So, by the way, who? Because I think every champion has a rise and a fall. At least most of them, if they're not, Kokies. But who do you think will be the guy to beat Jack Della Madalena? I mean, obviously we've sung his praises, and he is fantastic, and I think he's gonna beat a lot more people than people say he will. But who do you think is gonna be the guy to dethrone him? Because I don't see him being champion forever.
This is hard to say because this is a kid who's 28 years old in his prime. We haven't had. I mean, he's the first guy since GSP to win the title in his 20s. It's the first.
There's a lot of potential.
It's kind of odd. Like, does Shavkat beat him? Maybe, I guess.
I think there's a good chance.
I think Shavkat does. I think Shavkat probably loses. I think.
Yeah, Gary made it close.
Shavkat got his back taken by Gary. Gary's good, but he's not durable.
Yeah.
Gary doesn't have a fantastic chin. He gets hit. Shavkat.
Prates did have him in trouble.
I would say a guy like Geoff Neal would make it closer than because
I feel like it would be Gary. I think Gary would be the closest because he's just so tall. He's got solid hands. I feel like he's just gonna win it in a really lame way because that's how he does it.
It's just like Gary. I mean, we saw the Prates fight. Like Gary's gas tank is not as good as JDM's.
No,
Gary's not durable, and Gary has to strike from mid-range and long. And JDM only has issues in the pocket. He only gets hit in the pocket. His head movement was, nasty.
You guys have excuses for every Makhachev.
I'm not. It's not excuses. You're retarded.
These people have excuses for every time Makhachev looks vulnerable.
Because everyone's gonna say that they only beat featherweights. That's just because I want to rub it in that your guy's gonna get fucking chinned. But no, obviously Poirier is still a good fighter at age 36, and bringing
which is incredible. How do you think him versus Max 2 goes?
Come on, Max Holloway's probably gonna beat him up.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's gonna beat the crap out of Dustin. It's a sad.
I do think. I mean, come on. He just as awesome as Dustin is. It's like fuck. I don't know about that. I'm looking at some other guys that Craig Jones is helping. The only one that I see that you would maybe know is Anthony Drillich. He's a flyweight who was on Dana White's Contender Series, lost a close decision.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
To Sean Gauci, who is.
Well, that's the thing. If Craig Jones had the mentality of, I'm going to try to train anybody who's going against a Dagestani wrestler, dude, Dagestani wrestling in UFC would be non-existent.
Well, that's kind of what he's like. This was kind of like his thing. Like he's figuring it out slowly. He's slowly figuring it out, and it's very good.
Yeah, I'm happy because it keeps and I
Bro,
think
Jay,
Vinny actually had a
I
great-
would put my big fucking 10-inch cock in your mother while you type in your YouTube chat that I look retarded. Dude, and fucking pussy smells like a dead octopus.
Wow.
Take a fucking toothbrush to that fucking thing.
No Chill has seen the James Bond movie Octopussy before. We have.
I've seen Jay Leon loves fucking my mother's pussy. It's fucking. How could you not? It's fucking enormous. How could you not?
I want to mention that Vinny did make a great point when we were chatting back and forth about.
I call cap on that. But go ahead.
Well, he said that now that Dagestani fighters are more vulnerable. It makes for some great fights. It makes for some close fights and fights that people actually want to watch. Like, when a Dagestani gets a title shot, most of the time they're like, okay, Dagestani's winning. Oh, this won't be competitive. Now we're in a place where like Umar lost, Belal, who's a Dagestani Glazer, lost, and now there's actually some doubt, which we could actually.
I don't think these guys are invincible at all.
I don't think so either. I think we've seen that with this.
I would fuck your mother in front of you and you do nothing. The camera's flipped. That's the only reason I look odd.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm 6'2". I'm 200. I would beat the shit out of you, leave you in a pile of your own blood, and your mother would lick it up as I come in her fucking colon.
Wowie.
What would you do about it? Nothing.
Well, No Chill. I think I'm gonna have this stream going for like an hour 30, an hour 40, and so I think I'll give you 5 more minutes for us to chat about some UFC stuff before I get onto other topics. But I'm glad we're having some good talks in here after all the stupid bad blood that we had in moments.
Because JDM
against you,
bro. You Stefan Purview. Let me tell you something, bro. Guy in the tank shop. I would fuck you at the same time. You gotta understand this.
Where did these people?
You guys are casual fans. You guys don't understand what fighting is. You guys only say, well, this guy's actually really good, and he can beat someone else that's really good, or maybe not. You guys are fucking so stupid.
Yeah. By the way,
you don't understand the intricacies of actual fighting. You guys don't understand what high-level scrambling is. You guys don't even know what you watched. You guys are imbeciles. You guys are children.
Hey, it's my boy Kapitan Rafuko. Now I've actually been hanging around.
I destroyed all of your points. And come on, Jay Leon Love, be a good kid and go get me your fruit snacks. I don't know.
I've been hanging out in Rafuko's streams lately. I like his podcast partner. He's actually a pretty cool dude. They make.
I can't believe that he got Sam Alvey on. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. And it just goes to show that anything's possible, man. Some kid from Brazil who covers the Raiders most of the time just was able to get Smiling Sam on. So I think a lot of it comes down to either self-doubt or like just not committing, and that's something that I need to do. Like with this new channel, I think it's actually pretty easy for me to like reach out for one-on-one interviews, especially if I play my cards right, doing different stuff. But Rafuko gives me hope for having some more interviews with some MMA fighters. But I've been attending his streams.
Hafucho has some Musad connections too, but
that's true. I think he shouted out Andrea, and Andrea he was around in when we were Split Decision Combat Sports. He was always hanging out. He was the head coach of Jungle Fight Gym, I believe. Yeah, he was the head coach of like a big Brazilian fight gym, and a bunch of the contenders a bunch of their guys have showed up on a Contender Series. So I actually sort of miss him a little bit. But yeah.
Leon loves Stefan Purview. I would come to both of your houses, okay? I would break into your little fucking huts. I would take everything that you would own, and you would thank me for touching your fucking doorknob.
Hank, Will, I get it, Will, but it's not. This isn't.
No, Will. Listen. If I can't fuck with Hank anymore. I can't fuck with Hank. I can't. You're just talking about MMA, dude.
Yeah, I agree. But by the way, maybe last point. What do you think about the Backlash card? Did you watch any of that?
Not yet. I was busy eating Jay Leon Love's mother's pussy out, even though it smelled.
I haven't watched too much of it either, but
apparently I'm gonna watch it in the main event.
Solid. In the first 2 matches, I think you should definitely watch. It was the 4-way because oh god, why am I forgetting his name? Jeff Cobb. He debuted on Backlash.
I would Stefan Purview. I would leave buck ass naked. I would be, obviously having your girl do all of my laundry, and we would ruin so many fucking pairs of your clothes that wouldn't fit me. But you know, I probably would leave naked. You would be just fucking in the closet, probably watching. You know, it's okay. They don't understand how good. No, you guys don't understand how not fucking Habib Islam Makhachev is. I don't hate Muslim fighters.
He isn't.
You guys, I love Habib. I could respect his dominance. Islam Makhachev is not as dominant as Habib.
Khabib never bled in a UFC fight. Islam Makhachev did.
I mean, Belal, they hate Muslims. Guess what? I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care if you're purple. Actually, you know what? I do. Fuck off.
Oh, okay. I mean, I like watching Shavkat fight. I like Zabit. You know, it comes down to whether or not you have talent. And honestly, I think Islam does have finishes, and he is fun to watch in my opinion. But he's nowhere near Khabib levels like No Chill.
He doesn't have the levels of dominance. He's a more hittable fighter. If people are landing on Islam Makhachev, you guys, oh no, trust brother. Islam get hold of him, smash brother. That's your entire philosophy. Belal get hold of. I mean, Belal is the disciple of Habib and Islam. And you know, Bilal's lucky he's on that HGH or whatever the fuck that he's on because he got messed up, man.
But I think that's our time.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go live. And Hank, thank you for having me on. It's nice to catch up with you, brother.
Agreed.
Good to bury the hatchet or whatever. Yeah, dude. But
and hop on my live chats anytime, man, because that's most.
Thank you. I'm not really gonna do too many live chats anymore. Because it's too much chaos, but enjoy this new era, Hank. Nice LFA sweatshirt, by the way.
Thank you.
All of you guys, you guys are so fucking stupid. You guys are fucking idiots. All right, goodbye, everyone.
Turned heel. All right, catch you later, No Chill. Oh man. Well, that was actually surprisingly wholesome, and as long as we like keep interactions to just him hopping on and chatting with me about MMA, I see no problem with it. No Chill got that roid rage. Also, guys, when I put up the link, people join. I mean, that's just the state of the world, Let's be honest. Look, man, Islam ain't no Khabib. He ain't half as dominant. That's true. He's not as dominant as Khabib in one aspect, but he's very good almost everywhere. That's the point. Yeah, he's very balanced as a fighter, but he's nowhere near as unstoppable. He's come very close to losing. He almost lost to Dustin Poirier if he lost that 5th round, dude. All right, anyway. Are you keeping this up? I am gonna keep this up. Or you mean the stream, like actually keep it on YouTube? Yeah, probably. I mean, obviously there's the fear of oh no, they're gonna record me, they're gonna live stream a reaction. At this point, no publicity is bad publicity. And last week people reacted to my stream. Honestly, I didn't get too much flack for it because I didn't say too much shit about them. So. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of keeping this up. I honestly, that was a pretty wholesome conversation, so I'm not worried. Are you and No Chill friends again? I wouldn't say friends, but I don't think we're on bad terms anymore. After that, I mean, if No Chill's going to keep being cordial and just hang out on stream and just shoot the shit, then I'm not too worried. Dustin would beat Jack Della Madalena. I think that would probably be close. Because Jack's actually dealing with a solid striker in that regard. When's the last time JDM, Belal obviously sort of did some nice counterpunching and traded with him, but when's the last time JDM's dealt with a solid striker? That might honestly be his weakness. It might not be the grapplers, guys. Hate to be honest with you, but it's probably not going to. If he loses the belt, it's probably going to be because he was outstruck. That's a reach. Dustin wouldn't beat JDM. Yeah, I mean, he's getting too old. Idaho next. I'm not sure, man. I mean, if he just comes in to talk shit and stuff, then no, not Idaho next. I just put the link up, so these people just join it. Like I didn't invite No Chill on. He just came on, but he was pretty cool. So I don't mind it. Big Unk MMA, your MMA arguments are just a waste of time. Chill out. I mean, yeah, well, obviously there isn't a lack of bias there. And we got to be fair. We're all a little biased in one way or another. By the way, I forgot to here we go. This is better. But we all have our own biases in one way or another. The problem is that Big Onk Anakin lets it sort of consume him. Lets those biases be sort of his identity, which always gets him in trouble. because he has like one stance to take, one interpretation to make of MMA, which is that Dagestani wrestling is the present, past, present, and the future, which is just not. I mean, it's going to blow up in your face eventually. Eventually, some style is going to figure it out. So that no philosophy in fighting lasts forever. I'll be fair on that aspect. One aspect of fighting is permanent. It always fluctuates. So what's working today is going to be dated the next. And it all depends. Styles make fights. And we've seen that style of wrestling being challenged by an EPO freak from Georgia. But I mean, you know, no fighter lasts forever. No style lasts forever. The sport always changes, or at least it should, or else we're going to be in some trouble. We're going to be a little bit upset because having one style dominate MMA is not good for MMA. We need to have constant new approaches to MMA winning fights. It's sort of like, you know, and might be a cringe kind of reference, but I'm talking about competitive like Smash Brothers. You know, everybody thinks the game's figured out. And then all of a sudden, a new character comes around, starts kicking ass and taking names. This one player with a player that nobody else plays starts to beat players that are dominating the sport. This just happened in Smash Ultimate, I think, in a tournament in Japan. Some character that nobody uses was used by a pretty skilled player to beat another guy who uses an OP player. So the game always needs to be cracked open. The game always needs to be exposed and turned on its head and constantly be changed, or else it's not going to be a fun sport. So we have to admit to ourselves that not one country or region or style of wrestling is going to reign supreme forever. Eventually, it's going to be figured out. We got to come to this understanding. I want to hear about John versus Tom in 8 rounds of women's MMA main card. SMH. Well, it is women's MMA whenever John Jones steps in there. But yeah, I want to hear about John versus Tom. You're not going to, because it's just not being made, because John Jones is a fucking coward. The question is whether the UFC is going to have the pair of balls to say no to John Jones and strip him, which he wants, honestly. You'd want that from Dana and Hunter at the same time, but it would be of the title belt, not his actual belt. Hank has his and I have mine. Yeah, and that's okay. And that's how it's supposed to be. Next time, send me a link to Have to Talk with MMA. And I mean, I have the link, Rafuko. It's here if you want to chat. I'm only going to be alive for 8 more minutes, but if someone else wants to hop on, you can. To Have to Talk with MMA and combat sports. Yeah, maybe next time. I mean, if you click the link, you can. Big Onk True, but for nothing. Enjoy your time. It's good. By the way, it's good to see you, Jesus Story and Talmud. Nice to have him here. Moicano gifted Makhachev a title defense. That is true. That is true. And honestly, that's a terrible fight to have going into a big one with high stakes. Is because you don't want to have an easy fight, right? Because Islam Makhachev knocked out Alexander Volkanovski in a couple seconds. Let's be honest, in the first round. Everyone thinks he's unbeatable. And then he has the fight with Dustin Poirier and looks slower and is getting hit more and it can only finish Dustin in the 5th round, which is a bad look. Charles Oliveira looked better against Dustin Poirier. You don't want to have an easy fight going into a hard one. You want to have easy fight, medium fight, hard fight. Ooh, this is a tough number 1 contenders fight. And then you fight for the belt and you win. Most of the champions right now went through tough roads to the top. Like Merab Dvalishvili, like Alexandre Pantoja, like Magomed Ankalaev. DDP got shot up right to the top. He's an exception. Let me think. Who else? Actually, that's pretty much it. I mean, Alexander Volkanovski got knocked out twice. Adversity is a privilege. Came back and won the belt. So honestly, you need difficulty. You need to overcome difficulties in the sport before you can become champion of the world. I mean, not in all cases like Alex Pereira, but for most fighters, you have to take the long road to the top. And unfortunately for Islam Makhachev, he got a pretty quick win against Renato Moicano, and now he thinks he's tough shit. Now his ego's tripping, and You know, oh, get my belt ready, and I put it on the thumbnail. Oh, make sure to clean my belt for me. You know, keep my belt clean or a double champ time. Dude, that's a recipe for fucking disaster. That's how you lose in the big fight. When you have bloated, unless you're Ilia Topuria, if you have bloated confidence, oh man, he's going to be easy work after you sub Moicano in a minute, who was on short notice. I don't think he's going to be ready. I don't know if he's going to be ready for what JDM has to offer. I'm just going to be honest. Do you watch WWE Raw and SmackDown, bro? I do watch the results, but since this is the channel, this channel is focusing more on wrestling and movies and music. I should probably watch some more Raw and SmackDown like live to like just have some notes to take. Did you watch Backlash? What do you think, sire? Simply in short, UFC is dying slowly. We're all dying slowly, Jesus Story and Talmud. I do think you're right, because UFC 315 was a horrible gate, like a rotten fucking gate. But that's the thing, man. It's sort of like wrestling, where it's like it's dying, and then someone new comes to the sport, turns it on its head, and becomes a star. But wasn't as good as Conor. Wasn't Conor numbers when Alex Pereira became the light heavyweight champion. So you could be right. UFC's dying a slow death, but I think it's because of Dana. And honestly, if they get rid of Dana and they not put Hunter in charge, somebody else, but someone who's more motivated in charge, who actually wants to promote the company, then I think UFC could resurrect itself and keep itself alive. But as long as Dana's around and he's just having horrible promoting skills, it's not going to be good. Also, UFC, there are so many easy fixes the UFC could make right now. Like, they could have so many shows that are just all across the world. They could be having pay-per-views in places where they actually have champions and contenders, but they refuse to. They just want to go to Canada or Australia or England or France, and that's it. If they went all around the world, if they went to Africa with Drickus, they could sell out the fucking place. They'd sell out a huge fucking arena, but they're just dumb. They don't make good booking decisions. And I really think a lot of the slow death is the fault of their own. And if it's their fault and it's not just like something out of their control, then they could bounce back. I think they really could bounce back. Once I saw Dana promoted boxing and bring clowns exactly to his Power Slap show, I knew it's not going to be good. Yeah. But that's Dana. Dana's eventually going to leave. I mean, the reason it looks so terrible is because Dana's trying to go down with the ship, but the ship is going to throw him overboard. And eventually the ship's going to right itself. So for that reason, I wouldn't have the opinion that it'd be a slow death. They could sell 10 stadiums in Africa. Exactly. I completely agree. Dana is a big problem right now. Yeah, but that's the thing. That problem could be resolved. You know? But if it's the fault of one guy, I mean, everybody thought the WWE was dying. Everybody thought the WWE was dead or dying a slow death. And then Vince was gone and Triple H took over. And next thing you know, they have a Renaissance era. Now, obviously, I don't think they're looking so hot right now. I think their booking of matches is looking pretty shit. But they have a better storyteller and someone who doesn't, I think, is less egotistical than Vince running the show. And they found more financial success. Now, if they try to follow the UFC's path and make tickets for stadium shows completely unaffordable, what was I going to say? They want to keep like pricing out their own fans and making UFC's shit, making WWE's shit don't stink and sell it as a high commodity. Tough luck, Triple H. People aren't going to be paying out of their pocket $750,000s of dollars to watch a shit wrestling card that with 2-minute, 3-minute matches. It's just not going to happen. So if it's not going to happen. So if he wants to keep following Dana's model of priced out arenas and worth less bang for your buck, but higher prices, he's going to have a rude awakening. And I'm not talking about the neck breaker from Rick Rude. I'm talking about financial reckoning. So he's got to stop he's got to lower those seating prices real quick if this is what he's serving the WWE fans. 'Cause fans are eventually going to reject it. All right, Manuel wants Ariel back in UFC. It's not going to be sweet for Dana. Oh, Ari wants him back. Ooh. Uh-oh. That's not great, Dana. Yeah, that is not great. Dana's life is going to be a living hell, and then he might jump ship because of that. Hey, let's go, Ari. Finding a fucking political coup in the UFC on the inside by bringing in the worm Ariel to tear it apart. He says one thing, Ariel says the other, and they all go back again. Tearing up UFC's political branch from the inside is pretty smart. Maybe Ari sees the writing on the walls, but then again, Ari also wants to get rid of the Ali Act, so he might be more Jesus Christ, my fucking train of thought, clinically insane than Dana White is. So, all right, that's 1 hour and 30 minutes, guys. I think that's gonna do it for me. This has been a very fun show. I appreciate you guys hanging around. A really nice conversation with No Chill MMA, actually. And we had a good talk about MMA and just shot the shit. Good to see Sean Moody, too. Did not expect my StreamYard link to have that positive of an effect, but here we are. Obviously, you got to keep your eye out. You can't, completely trust somebody in MMA YouTube. And that's not just No Chill, it's everybody. But surprisingly a positive moment, and I hope we keep this up. And as long as I keep on making videos and just doing live streams and staying out of trouble, I think this channel could go places. So thank you guys all for watching. I appreciate it. It's true, there's a reason why Dana's not motivated like he used to be. He's not that big boss anymore. No, eventually Hunter's gonna fucking stab him in the back. At 2, Hunter, good to see you around. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, the troopers and grinders, for once again stepping onto the battlefield. For your commanding general, Hank the Tank, you have been the troopers and grinders, and of course, you have escaped the war zone for now. And rest in peace to the suicidal, homicidal, death-defying maniac, Sabu. 10 seconds of your time, guys, please.